Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Bob's Liquors. Bob's Liquors wants to wish all of their customers a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Don't fret when it comes to buying the perfect gift. Bob's has you covered. Whether you select a bottle of wine or bourbon or even a gift card, something from Bob's Liquors will make anybody happy. Bob's Liquors has 2 convenient locations to serve you in Ferdinand and, of course, right in our backyard here in Holland. Also, don't wait to begin your New Year's Eve planning. Bob's Liquors has you covered to rock in 2025. Bob's Liquors and the Wondering Dutchman want to remind everyone to enjoy responsibly. Must be 21 or older to purchase from Bob Liquors and always designate a driver.
The Wondering Dutchman podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchman podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
The Wondering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah. The Wondering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchman podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge. Today's episode is brought to you by our buddies over there at Bob's Liquors, right in our backyard in Holland, Indiana. We are here ready to rock and roll in real time. This is Thanksgiving Eve. We got a little bit of a live studio audience, which always makes it fun to talk to somebody other than just looking back there at your garage door there, Smoke Dragon.
Don't forget Bojangles.
And Bojangles. Bojangles is a big part of the show.
What are you looking at on the board?
Okay, we can cut this. I don't know why, but as I was looking through there, I was looking at these 2 knobs, wondering what they did,
Yeah.
and I could have swore that the red light wasn't on, and then it was on.
No, it's totally on.
No, and then that matches that, so nothing's F tier.
Yeah, we're fine.
But we're not going to take any of that out.
No, this
Okay,
is
we'll
good,
leave it in there.
it's
Yeah.
good content.
It is.
It's fine.
I am
I love
Esquire.
when Dave freaks out. I've been running this board for 2 years and I've only up once. But hey, turns out.
No, way more than once.
No!
We've only
We've only lost it once, but there's been lots of times. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, that's because the iPad and this blue tooth
Yeah, technology.
Majabi deal here once.
I am Esquire,
Yeah.
and I am joined at the table by 2 handsome devils. One of them is wearing the rose-colored glasses with a glistening forehead. Our makeup department didn't get that covered up. But it is our buddy, by way of Richmond, Indiana, old Smoke Dragon.
Hello.
Sitting over here, rocking the old only cans from our friends at Bob's Liquors. It's the mustache with the most, old Big Mace.
Hey!
That's the low T. If you saw Wednesday's episode, you know what we're talking about. Hey, fellas, let's jump into
Start
it.
talking like Eeyore.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, guys.
So
Why so melancholy?
now you just developed a little bit of an accent of it.
What the hell movie? Snow White. Melancholy? Snow White? Wasn't that it?
Isn't that one of the dwarfs?
No.
Okay.
You had Snoopy, Dopey, Sneezy, not Snoopy.
Snoopy.
Sneezy, Dopey, Grumpy.
Not a
There's 7
chance.
of them.
Go ahead, bud. Keep going.
Hey, we got all night. We got all night.
Sneezy, Dopey, Grumpy, then
Happy.
Happy.
Sad.
Saddy? What's
wasn't
Saddy
Saddy.
one?
Was there a gloom? No, there wasn't a gloomy. There
You
was.
guys are idiots.
Well, go ahead and bail us out.
Yeah, well. What do you,
Well, guys.
Sneezy, Dopey, Grumpy, Happy. You know
Bashful.
what? Bashful.
Doc.
Doc.
Sneezy.
Sneezy.
Yeah.
That's
Dopey. Grumpy.
Speaking of this, you know,
Bashful,
I saw
sleepy.
a reel, I guess it was, on the face space.
Okay.
I had PTO today, so I spent a lot of time doing absolutely nothing. And I'll be danged if old Joe Rogan didn't have some epiphany about all the goddamn Disney princesses being a daggone
Old news, dipshit.
I know, and I'm like,
Old news,
he
dipshit.
is apparently robbing the Dutchman for
Content.
Old news.
Old Joe Rogan stealing from us. Guy makes buku of
now
cash.
allegedly, because we got to check that we're not making up stories about anybody or spreading
whatever it is.
misinformation. But
Isn't
seems to
the-
me like he's a little Johnny come lately.
My God, wouldn't that be awesome? We got sued by Joe Rogan.
I don't know if it would get out too far because I don't think we've got the
Yeah, he'd hit us for the whopping $500 we got to our name. Yeah,
Here,
guys,
Joe.
we're gonna have to
You
sell
think
the
you could
farm.
get through that? Could you?
Guys,
on,
we're gonna have to
represent us.
sell the farm. We're getting
Hey,
sued by Joe
we would take it
Rogan.
all the way to trial
and then settle
and then settle.
and change our podcast.
and film the whole thing.
It'd be great content for us. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah.
Do it.
Where you
Do
at?
it, Joe.
Where you at, Jake Paul? You little bitch. Yeah, and then we get sued by him too.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm
be
ready.
tough.
I am ready.
I just, as behind the scenes, we record in batches. We do 2 episodes when we record. We take a little short break
Yeah.
in between. And I was scrolling and I saw this. My 28 male fiance, 29 female, wants a pass before our wedding, which is just a few weeks away. Is the relationship over?
What?
We've been together for 4 years now.
I
and
literally thought he was talking about his own wife.
it seemed like
Holy shit.
it seemed like everything was great.
What's Janelle's number?
And mutual. Yesterday at dinner, my soon-to-be wife brought up the idea of both of us having a free sleep with whoever passed before the wedding.
Unbelievable.
This stupid idea of hers
What a
completely
slut.
blindsided me. I could tell that she had been thinking about it for some time and just waiting for the perfect moment to bring it up. She said it would be healthy for the start of our marriage.
What?
Yep.
Who's sitting there? Where did this come from?
So it's from our friends at Barstool Sports, which go ahead, Dave Portnoy, sue us too.
Yeah.
Sue us.
Bitch.
So anyways, Barstool Sports tweets out, bad beat, guy is going viral on Reddit for his fiance wanting a hall pass before their wedding a few weeks away to start their marriage off better.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, motherfucker.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Guys, I never could imagine wearing the horns of a cuckold.
Listen,
And
to
there's no way. I could
These comments-
not.
these comments
no
are great.
way.
let me just read a few of the comments. This is a blessing in disguise for him. I hope he finds someone else better. A hall pass before the wedding? That's not a red flag. That's a whole damn parade. Take her to the train station. She's already
That was a
cheating.
Yellowstone reference.
Send her packing, bro. Tell her she gets a pass to keep it moving. Why would you even consider any other response?
Keep it moving.
Here's more of
What
it.
happens if she finds a feller with a bigger cock than you do? That's the worst part.
So here's some more of it.
I
so
believe I'd take the opportunity to try to bone her mom.
hey, hold on.
Wow.
Let me read a little bit more of the
And then-
post. She also claimed it
and
would
then
help
tell her
get-
her mom was a better than she was. That's
Hey,
terrible.
hold on. She also claimed
We
it
better
would
pump the brakes.
it would help get everything out of our systems. In the 4 years we've been together, I've never thought about being with someone else, but it just sucks to know she doesn't feel the same way. Once she realized I wasn't as excited about her idea as she was, she began to retract her statements. I really didn't talk to her after that and just went to bed. Since this morning, she's apologizing over text. I'm not sure what to feel about this whole mess. On one hand, I really do love her, but I also feel a sense of betrayal from her. No shit. I'm not sure if she has a guy in mind or just wants a one-night stand. We're getting married in December, just a few weeks away. A breakup seems like something that would not be fun to deal with. Outside of the emotional pain, we've been living together for 2 years. We have a whole wedding planned with people coming for us. I'd like to try and work this out, and maybe I'm just overreacting. You're not, pal. My friends think I need to cut my losses and move on. They're right. I'd like the opinions from people outside my circle of friends. If I call it off, I have to do it before visiting her family for Thanksgiving. Thanks.
Dang. Just when you think you got it bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Hold on. Let's just for a moment stop and think about our wives and you're getting ready to get married in like a month, 6 weeks, and your wife or you go to whoever and say, hey, I think before we get married, to get it out of our system, mind you, we've been together 4 years, living together for 2 years, that we should just all get a hall pass to go bone somebody before our big day. How do you think that conversation would go over?
That's a wild one.
If Janelle looked at me and said, honey, I love you, but I want to do the horizontal dance with somebody else before we get married, I'd be like, well, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it all. I'm going back to 500 West. I'm done. There's no way.
Not at all.
Are you getting ready to tell us you did this?
No.
Oh, Justine would murder you.
I would absolutely. So, but she was the one asking.
Yes. But he gets a hall pass too. I mean, that's so gracious
Oh,
of her.
yeah. Like, I guarantee you there's ladies lined up that wants to climb my tree. You know, I thought that would be no problem.
Now that you announced to the world you have low T, probably tough. But if you get on the T and the Adipex, like our buddy over there,
Yeah.
there's women that are chubby chasers.
Well, good grief. I don't know if chubby qualifies, bud. A fat follower, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, guys. This blows my mind that that's even an option. I don't think so.
That'd be tough.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't see how that could be healthy. I don't know what delusional world this bitch lives in, but how could that be any good start for our marriage?
Like
I could just remember that. I could
like,
just see that bringing up in an argument. Oh, yeah. We have such a great marriage, but even though that guy that my brains out before we got married, you know, that was
Still calls every once in a while to see if
like,
I'm
hey,
available.
let's send him a Christmas card. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Or you're standing up there. So let's say this guy agrees, and you're standing up there at the altar,
Yeah.
and you look out, and you know pretty much everybody in the crowd, but you're like,
Who's that guy?
who's that random fella back there in the corner with the, good looks and the
ripped
slick
out of
back
his
hair?
mind
Yeah.
and a
beyond
real
that.
pronounced jawline.
Yeah.
How many times? I mean, I think I'm not going to say the normal thing, but I think it's common for people to get pregnant within their first year of marriage.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if you have an early pregnancy and in the back of your head, you're going, mother.
Well, in the state of Indiana, a child born of the marriage is considered to be of the marriage. So you would have to go through the process to unwind that.
That's what I mean.
Seems dicey.
Like it's just a week before the wedding or what? You never know.
Oh, hey, we've been married 9 months and we've got a baby.
Look at this Hispanic child that we
Honey, that looks nothing like me.
I'm Kathy. This is Mark, and this is our son Jorge.
Oh, shoot.
Let me introduce you to my son Alejandro. He's such a good time.
He's such a blessing.
Blessing.
I just think,
Blessings.
I mean, we hand out a lot of bad advice sometimes, but this guy needs to turn, tuck tail, and run.
Mm-hmm.
But the other red flag is, why in the hell do you go to the swamp dumpster that is Reddit to find out what some
That's a wild.
acne-faced-
That is a wild world. Reddit.
Reddit is a wild one.
Wild world.
I'm going to have to play devil's advocate here. Now, what if Homeboy posed this question to future Mrs. Homeboy, and he's just trying to make up ground to prove that maybe this isn't a big deal to her? So he's like, oh, yeah, asking for a friend. You don't know. I don't trust people on the internet too much.
Yeah, but that's true. The world of anonymity allows for this.
That's what Nemo lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Good call there. I don't know.
Place to hide from those
Barracuda.
barracuda. Yeah, I was going to call them those beak-nosed fishes, but
Beak-nosed fishes. Jesus. Well, fellas, outside of that,
Let's do it.
Mrs. Lincoln, outside of everything, how was the play? Could you imagine sitting there at Thanksgiving dinner and this is all you can think about? This would push you to just freaking lose your mind.
what if she already had her whole pass and now you're at
Oh, that
Thanksgiving?
was what one of the comments was. I was like, bro, you think this is the first time she's ever dabbled in it?
Yeah.
She's probably been going, all those conferences she goes to are just big swinger love fest.
If he doesn't know about it, I don't know if that's a swinger fest. I think that's just cheating.
Oh, it's, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. The upside down pineapple world is more pronounced now on social media.
That's wild deals. That whole upside pineapple stuff.
When do you think that started being the symbol for it?
The
Like I
upside
see
down.
lots of people with upside down like just shirts with pineapples in all directions, and I'm thinking, there's no way that, like, that's always been a thing. Like that's just a Hawaiian shirt type of thing.
Now,
Has
you know,
it
the
always
upside
been
down.
the-
So my dad told me that he has some friends that spend some time in like not a really like a retirement community in Florida, but like a village or
yeah,
something like
yeah.
The Villages is a very
Is that-
common place for these activities to occur.
is that what's called the villages?
The Villages? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's but you can vacation there too. You don't have to just live there.
Yeah, if you meet the age requirements and stuff. I
Yeah,
think,
so I do honestly believe that there is someone in a social circle around here that may have met someone that either lives or stays or has some ties to this place. And Dad said that it's not an upside down pineapple, but there's other like marker signs that you're down to clown. And I don't know if the pineapple is one that you see on
Is it the sex swing hanging off the porch? Is that another?
or like the dildo for the doorbell.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't know. I really don't understand how it works, nor do I care to understand how it works. I mean, maybe one day when we get old and we're looking for some kind of spice or something, you know, we want to transfer
Oh boy.
back into the Neapolitan world and get away from the plain old 2-scoop vanilla. You know, maybe we can look into that. But right now, not interested.
Your wife will murder you.
She doesn't listen, so it.
Yeah, there we go. And hey, that little warm up was brought to you by our friends at Dubois County Tire and Supply, which gonna keep the old noggin warm, and I appreciate it because it is hat wearing season for those of us with no hair.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Santa saw you on the nice list. Santa also saw the tread on your tires. If you're starting to get down to the wear bars, don't wait till the new year to get that much-needed set of Mastercraft tires. Snow, sleet, and ice are coming. Don't be driving around on racing slicks. It's a matter of safety for not only you, but those you share the road with. See Zeth and the crew at Dubois County Tire and Supply today. Dubois County Tire and Supply would also like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, big fella, we got.
Well, I know this is going to be a very controversial I'm having a stroke. I think this is going to be a very controversial topic.
I don't know how we could go to that after we just started with what we started with.
Right. But I think amongst us, I'll be fine. But I think there are several folks that listen to us that will probably
Neighbor Doug may come unglued.
they'll call me like a baby back bitch or something of that nature. But
Neighbor Doug's getting ready to.
yeah.
He's concerned over that.
Yeah, probably. But like my topic simply says, man, I used to hate cats. Meow. But now I think the tables have turned.
Big cat guy, huh?
I'm bummed out I'm allergic to them. Cats are funner to watch than dogs. Maybe.
They're funner to watch, you say.
Like kittens. They're just more
Now,
ramble.
when
I think
you
the proper
say
vernacular big fella was going is more fun.
when you say that you're allergic to cats, like are you like Neighbor Doug allergic to cats, or are you just like allergic?
So we picked some up.
Wait, Neighbor Doug's allergic to cats?
He's allergic to dogs.
he's allergic to dogs and cats?
So Jenna brought 5 cats home in the back of the van once.
Whoa.
5
Say that again.
I believe it was 5 cats.
in the back.
She went for
of the
2
van.
and we came home with 5,
Well, they have a buy one get one special.
sort of.
Okay.
My wife
She went for 2.
ever comes home,
but then there
5
was
cats
one
and a
more. But that one more had always had a litter mate that was there, so that
Oh,
made
they're best
4.
friends.
Oh yeah.
Well, then there was only
Heaven
one
forbid we
cat
split
left.
them up.
So we took off.
You know,
5.
like on the street when people are trying to sell you like knocked off goods, keep a close eye on your wife.
BOGO.
But by the time we got home, like my lips were itchy, my eyes were red and watery, I had a headache, and my eyelids were swelling up. Coming home from Hayesville neck of the woods to here. So I mean, when I was in there with them 5 cats in the van for 30 minutes.
With the windows up.
They were
Did
cracked.
you have the recirculating air on, and then that was just blowing it in your face?
I don't think so. I don't think it was really blowing it in my face.
Who was blowing what? What? Say that again. No. So here we are. I'll paint you a picture.
Go ahead,
Paint it,
Picasso.
Picasso.
Get the canvas out here.
All right.
I'm tired.
Blobber.
Flabra. I'm tired. I'm struggling with my low T, and I'm, just kind of,
In my low T.
yeah, just wanting to have a little snacky snack for supper, and
So you go meow mix out?
the warden is doing warden stuff, rearing them kids and whatnot, and
Yelling and screaming at you too?
I'd retired back to the nest, and I was watching. I think it was Monday Night Football, and I get in there and I get my little snack, and I got my water cup and my plug. My phone's plugged in, alarms are set, everything's ready to rip. The only thing I lack is to start snoring and then get backhanded and told to put my mask on. And here comes one of our cats. So we have a very open door policy. We do not have any, absolutely none of our feline friends are strictly in the house cats.
Mm-hmm.
They come and go. They come and go as they please. We do have a station
cat door.
We do have a stationary litter box in the house that's very well maintained. And and here I am in the bed in the nest, and we call her Chloe. The kids have named her Chloe, aka Closeph. And she jumps up at the foot of the bed, doesn't mess with me, doesn't pay me no mind, and just snuggles up into her little ball and starts baking biscuits into the bed there, into the blankets and whatnot, and then just drifts off into kitty slumber. And I thought, you know what? Cats ain't that bad.
Oh, I like cats.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
Gray's big dumb ass gets in the bed, and then if you touch him,
Yeah,
once,
and then like the
nosing up against you, and he paws at you. If you're not
Unbelievable.
touching him, it's like,
Yep.
leave me alone.
That's
you
right.
queenie.
And like Gus, we got a Labradoodle, big old furry mop dog. He does this thing where he's got a real long ass dew claw on his 1 foot, and he'll scratch his nose with it and then hit the ground like this here, like he just comes up and then hits the ground. And I'm like, and Justine's like, what is he doing? I was like, he's doing that thing with his face again, and like it's just, and I'm like.
Now, did you ever think of trimming the claw?
Well, no. I mean, I don't know if
You remove them when they're puppies.
Well, we don't, because that's what bitches do. I mean, our dogs are tough, ready for the wild. And the thing is I got my mask on like, yes! Shut up! Because we're trying to
I hate
sleep.
yelling with that damn mask on.
I know, because like the kids or the dogs, like, what the hell's going on? I'm trying to sleep. Like, shut up, Gus! And
you ever thought about just taking the mask off?
I do, but then I get real pissed off.
Well, yeah, because then you got to turn it off, and then it's like the whole time and everything, and it's just a real big shit mess. But I'm not saying that I am a huge dog fan. I miss my Ruby dog every day.
Oh,
you know what
Rubes.
I mean, I do. We
R.I.P.
think about her a lot. The
T's
kids,
and P's.
the kids actually asked the other day. They said, "Dad, did those flowers that we planted down there, did they bloom?" And they did. They did. They came in late fall bloom. Probably won't make it through the winter, but yeah. But anyway, I don't know. I knew it was a controversial topic to talk about, but I don't mind cats. I don't like cats that the spray.
Yeah, I don't like skanky cats.
Yeah, like the cat spray, like male cats that haven't been fixed. They'll do this like
Yeah, they're marking their territory.
it's like a jizz. I don't know if it's jizz or what. Really, it's like a spray,
Cranking one out all over the
but
furniture.
it's got a real high
Hey,
ammonia.
Justine, what's that cat doing over there on the couch?
Well, it's
Getting that old cat jizz out.
yeah, it's like a real high ammonia smelling spunk that they expel at a high velocity out of there. I would
you have
only
it in
assume
your
it
garage sometimes.
comes.
does.
Yeah,
Yep.
It does. And now we did have a male cat that we tried to wrangle in, but we were maybe just a shade negligent on getting him fixed. And then he moved on, because that's what they do.
Sowed his wild oats
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Yeah, he's spreading his seed amongst.
Little did he know all your cats are fixed.
Yeah, tough shit. You know what I mean? They're just
Yeah.
practice, you know what I mean? Whatever. But I don't think I've ever seen him try to mount one of our fixed cats. And I just don't think, obviously fixed cats don't produce the same pheromones as
That's a good pull.
as a normal unfixed cat, breedable, So I'm assuming they just kind of move on and find, the
Greener pastures.
the next big thing,
Dave, you want to know what adds to this cat story? So when Corey got his deer and we were down there at Butcher and Bushlight,
AKA the meat tree.
Big fella opened the trunk, or it might have been Junior Big fella, opened the trunk, and one of the cats got out of the car. And Max goes, "Dad, how long you think I was in there?"
A couple hours, no big deal.
Poor gate. The gate opened on the back of the Explorer. That's a
Here comes a cat flying out. Yeah, well, and there again, God love our kids, but man, there's sometimes some dipshits. Because I told them, hey, we got some things in the car that need to be cleaned up, get the groceries in, whatever. And then they just leave the hatch up. The hatch is up. Well, cats are not dumb. There's French fries, there's Cheez-Its. There's whatever. Yeah, it's like a regular cotton picking smorgasbord underneath that back seat. And
Jenna's been locked out of her van 3 times by Dixie for the same reason.
It's that right.
Like I've come out in the morning and the hatch and the sliding doors open because Jen will tell the boys like, "Hey, go bring the groceries. Let's go home
They'll
from work."
just leave it open.
And they just leave it open all night. So I'll shut it in the morning.
Thanks for the shack, Dirty Mike and the boys.
But she, for some reason, she always has her spare key in the van. with
Why
her
is
regular
that?
Key.
Why is that?
And I don't know, but 3 times, cats. I think once because of cats and twice because of dogs, or twice because of cats and once because of the dog. But we have definitely had critters lock themselves in their van for the same reasons
Unreal.
you just described.
That is very interesting to say the least. Because
If I told you the amount of cats that we unalived while rabbit hunting when I was younger, it was it's a stammering number, because we used to hunt this particular spot that was very it was very commonplace for feral cats to be around.
because they like rabbits.
Well, yeah, hell yeah, they're rabbit
Nature's serial killer.
for sure. Cats are predatory animals, and they will absolutely destroy a litter of baby rabbits. And we would hunt this same spot all the time, and the landowner was an older guy, and he's like, "Hey, if you boys find any more of them damn cats, you kill them and let them lay." And we did. We killed the shit out of them. But now looking back,
Slaying it.
I don't feel bad about my choices back then, but I kind of like my cats that I have now.
Well, there's
because
been a
guess
big
what we don't
material
have at
change.
home?
Mice.
We don't have mice. We don't have moles. And we don't have voles. The wardens, the only thing that's bad though, they're very proud of their kills and their finds.
Mm-hmm. Bring them up to you.
Well, there was one in the house. We had a mole. Was it a mole or a vole? It was some sort of rodent head.
Mm-hmm.
It was sitting in front of the dishwasher on the rug. The other.
So are your cats like Italian? Like, were they sending a warning sign?
No, they were just showing they're earning their keep.
Yeah, when we had ducks.
They were scalping the critters, and
When we had ducks, when we raised ducks, and we had 30 of them at one time, and we put them in like a little brooder pen right next to the lake. It was like half on, half off. Remember Rudy?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
We
That
saved. Yeah, Jenna wanted to hack his head off, and me and Casey nursed him back to life with
No, it's Janelle.
sugar. Yeah.
Janelle said it's going to die.
Yeah, Janelle said it was going to
said
die, and
Jenna.
Casey and I, Jenna had nothing to do with it. Janelle did.
The veterinarian in the neighborhood.
We nursed him back to life with sugar water and maple syrup,
Yeah.
and got him back to go.
what kind of critter was this?
A duck.
He
Oh.
duck.
He didn't have it. His legs were bent backwards. Hers, whatever its legs were
Yeah.
burnt back. It was a terrible deal. But
Yeah.
one
We
of
saved it.
the cats got one of the ducks, and it took its head off. And we came home one night, and there was a duck head on our front step. Pretty wild deal there.
Yeah.
Cats, they're proud of it.
I mean, I don't think it's too controversial. I mean, you've started to kind of become a Renaissance man a little bit, so it's not surprising.
I'm just really connecting with my inner bitch. That's fine.
That would explain the. So what's going to happen?
Cats, you got to earn a cat's loyalty.
Yeah.
Like I feel like dogs, for the most part, well, they're trust until you give me a reason not to.
Yeah.
Like, cats are more of a go to hell until you give me a reason to. Tell you
The cats will eat you when you die, though. That's the only thing that's kind of weird.
Face right off of your skull, like within 2 minutes.
They thrive on neglect too. That's the thing too, because cats are natural born killers. So, like, if you don't feed them, if you don't buy food, they'll either move on or find their own.
Well, that's the secret of barn cats.
That's
how
for
they
sure.
get
That's
by.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we buy meow mix for the cats, and of course, every coon in the county,
but or something, because our barn cats drift away and then they'll come in and out for a while, and then they just stop. And I don't think they're dying. We're not finding.
No,
them
they just ain't coming back.
I think they found somebody that's like
Feeding them.
Because every once in a blue moon, we'll see one pop in. Like,
We got 7, 5. Yeah, we have 5.
Zoe appreciates them.
Oh, she loves them because at the bus, getting off the bus.
She's a big cat person.
Yep.
What would be funny though is instead of a cat in your vehicle one day, like you're going to work and there's a raccoon in the front seat snacking on french fries.
Around for cat, whatever coons make. Ricky Ticky Tabby.
Pushes the little seat warmer thing because his ass is cold in the morning.
I don't like raccoons, especially Coonzilla, that tailless bastard. I got him though.
Got him.
I like your neighbor's raccoon.
Mr. Sophie.
Yeah, Mr. Sophie.
Yeah.
The first 200-pound.
Anyway,
raccoon.
that's all I was thinking about.
Cat
this
guy. This is going to be a big change.
Mm.
I had 2 topics that I thought about.
And I'm really glad you picked this one.
And so a little backstory. I was at our local grocer, More for Less. And right there next to the deli, they have some pretty good little delicacies. Whether you get the wrap or chicken salad or whatever it may be. But they also do some mean desserts. And I dug into a little dirt pudding. And I was pretty happy. And so what I was wondering about was pudding.
Pudding.
Not your little sweetie down at the honky tonk.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about pudding.
Yeah.
Like snack pack.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to jam out or we're going to get
Figgy.
fancy.
Figgy pudding.
Yeah. So I'm a big pudding guy, which is probably no surprise.
Ah,
I wouldn't guess it. But where do you guys stand on pudding?
If there is pudding, I'll eat all the pudding. I'm not a snack pack guy, but like every once in a blue moon, Jen will make pudding for the kids. And if they don't get to it first, they just don't get to it.
make pudding?
Well, like the packets, that you whip it up and then put it in the fridge. You know what I mean?
You've never made pudding?
It's like a Jell-O box, but it's not Jell-O, it's pudding.
And it sets up like 5 minutes. It's ready to eat.
The butterscotch is good. You got vanilla, chocolate,
Coconut cream.
double fudge. Not a coconut cream guy.
Double fudge.
Something of that
Yeah.
nature. Then you got banana pudding, which
Banana.
homemade banana pudding with
Oh.
vanilla wafers on top.
You know who makes the meanest banana pudding in the whole wide world?
Tell us.
It's not the same. It's not. You're wrong because it's Miss Cheryl Daggy's mom, R.I.P. She made the best banana pudding.
Oh,
in the-
tease
Well,
and
who
peas.
makes the most current best?
I don't know.
She's in this room.
Oh yeah.
Cap?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I've never had Cab's vanilla pudding, but
That was really good. We got a pan of that for some reason last year around this time of Christmas.
my warden makes one mean banana pudding.
The kids didn't get any of that either. And it was a big pan of pudding.
Wait, you made him a pan of pudding? And you don't bring your neighbor a pan of pudding?
No, she didn't.
She made it for her family. Somebody backed out. She had to come here to get something. And she was like, will you guys eat pudding? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it's banana pudding. I'm like, yeah.
Turns out we bought one of them Sam's bundle of bananas, and they went bad real quick. Must have put them way too close to the onions or something, and we had to make pudding in a hurry.
Gosh, I love banana.
So dirt pudding. Hey, what about tapioca? Where are you at on tapioca?
I'm out.
It looks like gonorrhea excrement.
I don't think it's excrement.
Discharge.
There you go.
Yeah.
How do you know what gonorrhea discharge
Health
is?
class.
Internet.
And a guy that I used to work with had it, and he said it looked like that.
Now, do you like your dirt pudding with the gummy worms? in it?
Absolutely not.
What?
No.
This is more controversial than your cat take.
No. Keep them stupid ass rubber. No. No. Hell no.
I mean, you don't eat it with it, but when you're done with pudding, you're like, oh, gummy worms.
Ooh.
Or you eat them first and then have the delicious pudding.
What a pleasant surprise.
No. I don't like it.
I at probably one point would say,
You know
that
why?
banana
Because
pudding is my favorite dessert.
Because the pudding
Surrounding, yeah.
adjacent to the worm
Crusty.
is gross. Like
No.
that. Yeah, no, I'm out.
I
I'm out.
do love a
fine.
daggone dirt pudding.
It's good.
Man, so whenever little stroll back into history here, but whenever Brick Oven Pizza was open there on Huntingburg on 6th Street there in Huntingburg,
Yeah.
we would go up there for lunch because you could get that buffet for like $6 or $7.
What a deal.
If you got a water. And then, you got your pizza buffet, and it was like a made-to-order thing. They would say, what kind of pie do you want? We're like, oh, chicken bacon ranch or strum or,
Yeah.
whatever, meat lovers, blah, blah. And then they had a pretty nice salad bar because their salad bar, and in my opinion, salad bar, if they have banana peppers and pepperoni slices on their on their salad bar, that's top notch. Like I'm all in. Like banana peppers and pepperonis, lettuce, eggs, ham, bacon, the whole works. Like that's where I'm at. That's where my head's at. Every single time at the end of the bar, they had 2 big vats of vanilla pudding and chocolate pudding.
Would you do a little swirl?
Never did it.
I never had buffet pudding.
Never ate buffet pudding. Never.
Well, you see buffet pudding a lot at Chinese buffets too.
And I never was a pudding guy. Like I just get my pizza,
I want
my
some damn
salad,
pudding.
and then my Diet Coke. Eat everything. Finish it off with a fresh DC, and then I was ready for the road. But now there was guys on the crew that were huge pudding guys. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking the deep dish soup bowl
Yeah.
full of pudding, and they're maybe one chocolate, maybe one vanilla, maybe one twist, real big pudding guys. But I'm out. And I bought, so we got a kid that takes some medicine daily, and I bought some snack packs and some things to help with that process in the mornings, and they destroyed them within they're gone first 25 minutes, 4, 5, 6 snack packs that toast, vanilla, 1 chocolate, 1, the layer one.
Oh, those are
Where
awesome.
it's like darker brown, medium brown, and then darker brown on the bottom. Not sure what those layer flavors are,
Now, in that layer flavor, would you eat one layer at a time, or were
Absolutely
you
not.
a savage?
No, I never. When I was in the,
you eat the layers singularly.
he's probably autistic. When I did do the puddings, I never when I would have
pudding spectrum.
when I had the puddings for when I was at the mine, I would take them every now and then because we have them every now and then. I never used a spoon.
No, you just kind of.
Yeah, you just kind of and then kind of get in there, and I got this big whale tongue that I can
Yeah,
kind
there
of
you
scoop
go.
it out.
You really cup
Yeah.
the.
Scoop it out
Yeah.
of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. Because
I
I,
like
Pudding is a
pudding.
wild thing. It's like people that have
So
texture.
you don't buy box pudding and just make pudding?
I don't
do.
think I ever
Dave,
have.
I do.
I don't think I ever have. No,
I do.
I mean, I have not personally. Never. Now, Jell-O. Now, the warden and her kooky grandma, they used to make these Knox blocks things.
Now, what is a Knox block?
Well, Knox gelatin is unflavored gelatin, and then you add
Vodka.
Well, you could, or you could just add flavoring to this Knox gelatin. And I don't know if it was a tradition, it was more structurally rigid than a traditional gelatin, to where you could cut it like with a knife, and they would stay in blocks, like they were.
Oh,
Like you would
probably
have
good for Jell-O molds.
you would have or you'd have a big sheet pan, and you would just cut it into blocks, and they're called Knox blocks, and that was a thing that
What do you flavor them with?
well, maybe
Kool-Aid packets?
well, yeah, or maybe like a traditional Jello box or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, that was just like a thing that her granny, not granny, but her other grandma would always have. And I mean, I've seen that done. Knox blocks. Yeah, see, there they are. It was just like a gelatin that's like it's a Knox is the brand of Jello that they make, but it's like an old timey thing that they did. But
Janelle will make like a brownie pudding. Like we've got this. It almost looks like an oversized chalice.
Okay.
And she'll make like a brownie pudding, whipped cream, like parfait kind of thing.
Now, figgy pudding, according to the old Christmas songs, traditional figgy pudding, it looks like dog shit with like some mistletoe on top or a holly leaf.
Yeah.
And I'm not really big on figs, like dates, figs, golden raisins, spices.
Ritter
It's
makes a
wet,
pig and pig
sticky, kind of thick porridge
what
made from
pizza?
boiled figs.
Fig and pig, pig and fig. It's pig and fig, but I don't know if it's fig and pig or pig and fig. But it's those two words. Real good, kind of sweet.
I think I'm probably going to be out on that too.
I bet you.
Now, what about what other pudding? So
Donuts?
bread pudding.
Oh yeah.
So my dad and mom, real big bread pudding people. They would do the obviously the Golden Corral or the any other hog trough that I grew up going to.
It's been so long since I've been to it.
We need to go.
Seemed like somebody
6
had
times a season.
Somebody had a big pan of bread pudding somewhere. The Stoles up there, Stoles in Lagodi Lakeview, they had a quality bread pudding. I just never could get down onto that. Now blood pudding. You ever had a blood pudding?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So that's like a British thing, and it's in a link, but they call it like it's almost like a blood sausage thing that we would call it around here, but like it's a you know that big fat guy on TikTok that's like dinner,
Yeah.
roast potato, tomato, pudding, and it was like the pudding was like it was like a link, like a sausage, but it was black. Probably not very good either, but
Around here, some folks do the persimmon pudding.
yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Never had it.
Or the cookies, persimmon cookies.
Never had those either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never
Dave,
eaten
you
a
need to
persimmon.
expand your horizon.
You've never eaten a persimmon?
No.
Come on over tomorrow. I'll hook you up.
Don't
got
eat it
some
off
here.
the tree.
You got a persimmon tree close?
Mhm.
Where?
Backyard.
In the ditch?
You want to pick them up off the ground
Oh, damn.
Okay.
because off the tree, they're
Wyatt or Weston ate one off the tree and they about threw up.
Very
and,
bitter.
yeah.
so that's why I've not.
You let them rot, and then that just makes the fruit nice and ripe.
Yeah, if you get them off the tree, it's so bitter that it'll suck the moisture out of your head.
I'll be dang.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get to you, Dave, let's take a quick pause for the cause, brought to you by Love Excavating. Love Excavating is proud to sponsor this Pause for the Cause. Love Excavating wants to thank everyone for a great 2024 and hopefully an even better 2025. If you have a commercial or residential project, Love Excavating can handle it. From installing and repairing underground utilities, downspouts, footings, land clearing, drainage, and rock and sand hauling, Love Excavating can help you. Your friends at Love Excavating, including neighbor Doug, want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right, Smoke Dragon. First off, I think you're wrong in this because you can never eat too many deviled eggs. But I'm glad you're asking for a friend. It's not you personally. So how many deviled eggs is too many is a question we've all wondered about for a long time.
Yeah, I feel like I catch some flack for my deviled egg consumption. Like I feel like it's an appetizer, like you eat it before and then with. But like the whole platter doesn't normally make it to dinner, because it's there.
Yeah.
But I could never eat as many eggs. Like I couldn't just say I'm going to fry up some eggs and eat as many eggs fried or runny eggs as I would a deviled egg.
Yeah. You'll eat one fried egg. You'll eat 6 deviled eggs.
Well, I'll eat 6 fried eggs and I'll eat like 2 dozen deviled eggs. I normally if I'm making eggs for myself for breakfast, I make
Do you
half
know?
a dozen.
Do you know what the actual name for deviled eggs is?
Deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs.
Poop nasties in a half shell.
Poop.
I don't think that's a
Poop nasties in a half shell. You know
that's a
why?
technical term.
Why?
The Dutch oven wars that the warden and I can have after a good night of deviled egg eating.
Her face says it all right
Well,
now.
look at her. She knows.
She does.
She
know.
knows. You better pack your lunch. You better pack your lunch, bud. We could do a hotel room and do the old bed share skidoo like we did up here at Indy that night. And have us a big batch of deviled eggs before, and I guarantee you,
Thinking makes you want to throw.
yeah, you guys are screwed.
The
So a deviled egg, right? So we're talking. Let's just get down to the nuts and bolts of this. So we got eggs,
Mhm.
the yolk with mustard mayo,
Mm-hmm.
and is it sweet pickle relish?
Mhm.
Is that the third?
yeah.
And then some
Little
people
bit of
actually
sugar.
some people throw a little dash of sugar in there.
Are you a paprika on? Or
I'm 100%. Now, my parents, in my world, when I grew up, we were a non-paprika family. But the warden's family, I do believe, dabble in a little paprika. And paprika really is almost like a placebo seasoning. Like
yeah,
there's
it makes it
really
look nice.
there's really nothing in there, you know? Like it's just like if you get a smoked paprika, you can kind of get a little bit off of that. But I
very
think
subtle.
it's more of just like it's for show. I'll say it's almost like
Garnishment.
a parsley. It's like a show thing. But guys, I'm here to tell you, if you have a dozen eggs, that's 12 eggs.
Yeah.
That'll give you 24 deviled eggs, right?
Still not
Well,
enough.
so I call 2 halves 1 egg. Like a half a deviled egg is,
Right. So my
But that's
mom
probably just to cover up how much I'm actually eating when.
So
I'm
my mom
eating
has
deviled
this
egg.
little tackle box specifically for deviled egg
Oh yeah, got the little
transport.
dishes in there.
Yeah, so she's got this little tackle box for deviled eggs, and I could eat the whole thing for
hell
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Now, do you ever get adventurous and take? So, like, if you have a bottle of, let's just say you got a bottle of Frankie's or Tabasco,
Never have, but I would.
or like just so if you know if
Barbecue
you're just
sauce.
feeling probably not that.
Oh,
I'm talking a
that stuff,
vinegar-based,
barbecue beef.
vinegar-based pepper sauce. So like Tabasco, Frank's, Crystal, Texas Pete, somewhere in that vein, and you just do one little shot on each egg.
I mean, I like hot
Guys,
sauce on
I'm
my
telling
eggs.
I'm telling you here.
It's funny when
I
you
also
go.
like ketchup on my eggs, though.
Oh,
Ooh, you wouldn't put
scrambled
that on.
egg.
oh yeah, scrambled eggs. But you start doing that with deviled eggs, I'm out.
Gonna be problems.
Nah.
Janelle's. I think it might be her mother or Janelle's aunt. She makes their deviled eggs are a little bit like a creamier yolk,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
like where ours is more of the relish. Like we'll put the actual relish in it,
Yep,
not just
yep.
a little relish juice.
Yep.
And that's a big difference, but I like it.
Mhm.
I was staying downtown Indy for a conference, and I went into the restaurant, and one of the appetizers was like deviled eggs with like a bacon like combo, and it was delicious.
I'm getting some real big FUIs from the crowd because there is there's a new establishment.
I saw it on the Facebook page.
There's a new establishment on beautiful downtown historic 4th Street in Huntingburg called the Butcher and Barrel that my family may or may not have a little bit of ties to. And we were in there for a dinner, and we were served for the table. There was a multitude of appetizers served to the table. One or two of which were they have a deviled egg style appetizer, and I took one onto my plate, and then I cut this deviled egg in half, and then I gave the other half to my wife.
It's very noble of you.
And I and took the other half, and she swears up and down that I did not share that egg with her, but I know that I did, and she's telling me right now from
face
the
says no.
crowd that I didn't. But
So if you if you get some deviled eggs on the plate,
Oh,
do you do like the cut in half and eat?
no,
Or
down
do
the
you-
hatch.
Hatch.
What? One shot, buddy. There ain't
I
no
probably don't even
chewing.
chew that much on a deviled egg.
That's like straight inhale, pal. Now here, before I let this go, deviled egg, pickled jalapeno slice on top of the yolk,
Ooh.
and then the slightest, subtlest dusting of panko on top. I don't know where the hell I saw that, but I was probably TikTok because my TikTok's got a lot of food on it. Shocker. But it was a poop nasty and a half shell with the creamier relished filling with a pickled jalapeno on top and then a slight dusting of panko. And that just absolutely looked like the total package because you've got the creaminess from the yolk. You've got that smooth texture from the egg white. Then you've got that spice from the pickled jalapeno. And then you've got that crunch from that panko. And it just, oh my God.
You think anybody ever deviled an ostrich egg?
Be ginormous.
I've seen it.
Really?
I've seen it.
Man, that's what I need to try.
I've seen it. Now, have you ever eaten an ostrich egg?
No, but I think it's a lot like a chicken egg, huh?
It's big.
Big son of a bitch.
They're big, yeah. Now, duck eggs. Now, the warden can't eat duck eggs because that gives her the screaming shits. Because there is a
enzyme
protein. It's actually like a different. So, like, there's something in duck eggs that people can have a slight allergy to. And I watched that young lady run like about a 4.40 uphill.
That's quick.
In a swimsuit. One time we were swimming early spring, and we had a real nice batch of duck eggs for breakfast because we had eggs. We had ducks that would lay. And boy, she had the afterburners on, buddy, because it was go time.
Quick first step. Huh?
Yeah, and she was hot out of the gate, and she don't wear a bikini much, but every now and then around home, she'll sport one of them units, and that son of a bitch was, it was time to go, because and I didn't know it until we Googled it. But there are some people that can completely normally ingest chicken eggs and have no problems. But there are protein differences between a duck egg and a chicken egg that some people have allergicness to.
Is there anything make an egg bigger than an ostrich?
A dinosaur.
Well, I ain't got no dinosaurs no more.
No,
I'd say ostrich is probably your biggest.
they're pretty big.
What about like a big old sea turtle? How big are their eggs?
No,
Not
they're
very
tiny.
big.
They're small.
Okay.
They're like maybe bigger than a golf ball, but smaller than a racquetball, maybe, like somewhere in that world.
Now, you reckon that any embryo is good to eat? Like, I mean, people eat caviar. That's fish eggs, right? And then you got your chicken eggs, your duck eggs, your ostrich eggs. I guess I'm just curious if, most anything in an egg would be good.
Holy shit, guys.
Yes. Go ahead, big fella.
An elephant bird. What is an
Oh,
elephant?
you look at that thing's beak. It's got a beak like a Buick, if it's what I'm thinking
That's a
of.
shoebill. You're thinking of a shoebill stork.
No,
Yep.
no.
Elephant bird.
No,
I've never
this-
even heard an elephant bird is a flightless bird
Nope, I've never seen
that has an egg that could potentially weigh up to 18 pounds.
Devil that bitch up.
Get the hell out of here. Extinct. Well, Jesus Christ. That's stupid. Now, a shoebill stork, now them fuckers, they do that clap thing. Pretty mean. Pretty mean. Ostrich eggs are really big.
I think they're a couple pounds, I feel like. A pound and a half.
Yeah, maybe. So I did a thing on the so we used to have these barter box wars
Mm-hmm.
when I worked at the mine because one fine fella that I used to really, really look up to and a one hell of a model of American, Mr. Pat Meyer, R.I.P. Pater. He was a big barter box guy. And we would listen to the barter box every day of the week. And you better not talk on the CB during the barter box. Like it was very extreme rules. And that was tough for me, if you can believe that. Listening to the barter box, we'd get in these wars. And one of these guys called in and said they had like some size, whatever common size prom dresses for sale. really cheap, barely used, and then they would like give them my number. So then my phone would just absolutely like self implode with these women looking for prom dresses for their daughters for cheap. So I got to thinking, like, I need to call and tell them that I have ostrich eggs for free. I've got so many ostrich eggs that I don't know what to do with them. And then I would give them that person's number. And they'd be like, all right, you son of a bitches, who said they had the ostrich eggs or whatever like that. And that was one of my rebuttals was I told them that I had ostrich eggs. They are actually the smallest eggs. Ostrich eggs are the largest of all eggs, though they are actually the smallest eggs relative to the size of the adult bird.
I mean, I've seen when we had chickens, there'd be some eggs come out of them chickens.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
not sure how they got
Yeah,
back out of the dam.
that's right. You ever seen an eggplant? I mean, have you ever seen an eggplant?
Like eggplant parmesan?
No, like an
purple?
eggplant. Have you ever seen an eggplant?
Are you saying it as one word, or have you ever seen an egg plant? Like I didn't.
No, like
Wabash Valley.
Like an eggplant. Like, have you ever seen an eggplant?
It's kind of like the Pam
vegetable
thing.
or-
Yeah.
Okay, not a plant where eggs are.
Well, no, like an
Gathered.
eggplant. Like, have you ever seen an eggplant?
Yes.
Yes, and I've also seen like
How'd you get your head that far up a chicken's ass?
You're an idiot.
Last time.
You're an idiot. Hey, I hate to get off the egg talk, but it is time for Brado's 3 Big Things, brought to you by Merkley and Sons.
The fellows at Merkley and Sons want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year in 2025. As you digest your Thanksgiving meal, it's not too early to start planning your Christmas and New Year's dinner. Whether you're thinking about beef or pork, you can't go wrong as long as you stop in at Merkley's. Also, ladies, don't forget that the special man in your life really only wants Merkley's bacon for Christmas, and maybe a box of seasoned patties to go with it. Get over and see Bradley, John Boy, and Eric today.
Thanks to the magic of editing, our buddy Brado is live and in person for Brado's 3 Big Things. Brado is a big part of the show. He sends them every week, and we appreciate it. We may not respond to his emails where he says, hey, guys, thanks for doing this. Yeah. You guys doing okay? And we don't respond. But we do care, Brado. So the first thing for Brado's 3 Big Things for the week of November 24th.
Is that called ghosting when you don't get a response or whatever? They do that. Like, I added myself to their text thread. I'm sure they have a separate one too, but like, I'll like send a message and like, hey, when you guys record and then like nothing, just crickets. And I'm like, so I think I'm part of the clan, but then sometimes I don't think I'm part of the clan.
For the record, who's the one that usually responds to you?
Yeah, Big Mace will. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, here we go. Social Security. More than half of the American adults plan to rely on Social Security to pay for necessary expenses after they retire, a new survey found. They're also worried about how their benefits might change given that the program is expected to run short on money in less than a decade. So here you go, Dutchman. Is Social Security just one big pyramid scheme? I really don't get it. If I'm paying into something, sans the reason, it should be there when I need it, correct? Put on your political science glasses here.
Your employer also pays in to match every penny you put in. Like, do you ever log on to Social Security website and check what your payout is if you were to die today or anything for your family? Okay, I do it about every 2 months. But it shows me every penny I've paid in since I started paying taxes in 2002, and every penny that my employer's paid in on my behalf since 2002. And I just think, man, these sea suckers, like, my employer could be paying me that money. Okay. And instead, they're paying the government, and then they take loans on that for other things out there. And then, don't get that put back for whatever. We're going to get off into the deep end. But, yeah, that's a giant screw job is what it is there.
I mean, as an educator of social studies, right, mm-hmm. The part of the, Casey, this is more your pool to swim in. Part of the responsibility of the government is to, provide for the general welfare, right? But like Social Security, that's technically my money that I've been paying, right? So then where does it go?
Well, there's two things here. The first is when Social Security was originally created was very limited to those that were retiring. It was ideal for older Americans that had worked. Over time, Social Security has turned into the disability side as well, where it runs together. So individuals that are on disability, because outside of probably Social Security revenue, probably one of the other biggest revenue generators, obviously taxes. So instead of taking from taxes, they take from Social Security, and then that pays for, disability and everything else. But that's the big argument. You have a lot of people say, if you're going to take this money from us, and it's probably more of an argument on the right-hand side of the aisle, is you should just directly give me that money to put in a 401k or to put into something else. But I don't see them letting that go to get to people.
We took Big Mace's mic away.
I've often been a huge advocate for saying that Social Security is going to it's a myth. Like, it'll be gone.
Yeah.
By the time anybody that's sitting at this table makes it, God willing, to retirement age, it'll be gone. It's a fake. I guarantee you. Like, and you can call me, tinfoil hack squad or whatever you want to, but there's just way too much.
It can't be fake though, because I look at my paycheck and it gets taken out.
You're right.
All the time.
You're right. And like
So
Dave said,
where's it going?
as soon as Dave told me about this whole whether or not, like, however many points you acquire to qualify for your Social Security benefit, like, I look and I was qualified in like 2007 just because of
I've never seen anything
because of how much money that I had paid in by my previous employment. I was in a higher revenue making, career earlier. And like, there's just no humanly way possible. You pay all this money in from the time you become working age.
And your employer.
And your employer puts just, whatever they put in. And then here I am at a ripe old age of, by the time we get to, they're going to change it 15 times between now and then. So let's just say, for conversation's sake, it's 70 or 69 and a half or whatever it becomes. That is a shit ton of money,
right?
That would be owed back to us. And with our current debt ceiling and our current, the
reason that it's going to be
happen.
around, though, I think it's going to be around because it's such a revenue generator for the government. Because as they extend and they push out retirement age and have all these reasons they say they're doing the numbers, the fact of the matter is you're paying in your money, your employer's matching that money and paying in, and people die every day. So if you die early, they're going to pay out some amount of money that's less than what your benefit would be. Like, if I die today, I think that the household maxes out at $3,800 a month until the kids are 18 and gone. Then it drops by X amount of dollars a month per kid. And then Jenna would get it still $2,200. So she'd really be getting the screws put to her, because not each kid would get their full benefit, because we'd hit the maximum household benefit before each child was there. So it's really made for like a spouse and 2 children. But you hope that all these people just die before they get their benefits. They still pay those out for till 18 years old, and it's less that they would pay out if you actually retired, took your benefits earlier, and then moved on down the door. So I think they'll find a way to keep it going, just because they've got all this access to the billions of dollars they're bringing in every year that they can reallocate and put into whatever funds they want. And then they'd really be f***ing themselves to get rid of it.
So it's really not a pyramid scheme. It's more of a Ponzi scheme.
That's what
they're just it's just really the old knock and grab. They're just, hey, give it to us, we'll hold it and keep it safe. And they're just hoping you die with the chemtrails and everything they got.
Anyway, the cookie crumbles. I do believe it's just another government bullshit.
It's kind of like crypto. I don't understand it. And I know you guys went in, and so it's just, I saw the headline and I thought, I don't know. I just want to know where it goes. So,
all right, number 2 on
All right.
3 big things.
Sorry, bud. Couple accused of stealing nearly $1 million from Lululemon, an elaborate shoplifting plot.
Lululemon, dummy.
I don't know how to say
Lululemon there,
what-
Papaw.
I had to click on the
I say
headline.
Lululemon as well, and
Okay.
these guys make fun of me. So
Okay.
that's why
It's a clothing store, apparently. I had to click on the headline just to understand
it's
it.
a brand.
Okay.
What all the basic white bitches wear.
The suspects face up to 15 years in prison and a hefty fine if convicted. This comes as high-profile cases of retail theft have prompted lawmakers to crack down with tougher penalties. Brado's comments here. This got me thinking. With all the advances in technology, are the days of any big heist officially over? Like, how does anyone get away with anything anymore? Not that I'm promoting it, but I mean, like, like the old days, you could.
Is he plotting a bank robbery?
Well, you could knock off the train, like Jesse James and those guys, like a little bit of the lore, and like the Lufthansa heist. If you guys going there, if you've ever seen Goodfellas, like. I don't know, man. Is that a dying skill set, I guess?
It's all digital. It's all hacked. It's all phishing schemes. It's all that.
Well,
so
see, I don't understand crypto, so I don't.
Well, but that's not even crypto. Crypto's more secure. But what it is these schemes where somebody pretends to be somebody, and then next thing you know, they have access to your bank accounts. They drain your bank accounts. But you also see these hackers hack into.
But do they get away with it?
They do fairly well because these hackers will hack into like a mainframe of like a business.
Even that's
Tough. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a lot.
No, I think a market that's not been tapped for that's ripe for the picking. If you can find a small enough place where the police force isn't too large and you can stage a fake bank robbery, like, throw something through the glass, make everybody think that the bank's getting robbed. Everybody's going to be there just like, oh, shit, yeah. Just pumped up to be part of the bank robbery fix. Now, titty bars are pretty much cash exclusive places. So if you can get all the local fuzz to go to what they think is a bank heist, and you go in and you can strong arm the bouncer who's probably hopped up on pills anyway, the strippers should be pretty easy to take over.
Yeah, but
and
you
I
got
think
some
they're
unsavory characters that like to pull around there. So you might be messing with some,
well, but if you're going to be staging the bank robbery, it's
Yeah.
going to be at noon or 2 in the afternoon. They're going to be drunk. They're going to be old guys.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be ready for what you got coming. You got to go in strong.
Sure.
Got to have a plan. But
Yeah.
I think there's probably a market for knocking over titty bars.
Okay. All right. Well, just the days of the big score, I didn't know if, I saw that headline and thought, you can't, you really can't get away with nothing anymore,
Tons of
So, all right. Last one, fellas. 'Tis the season, holiday shopping. There was another headline I almost went with. Talked about peeing in the shower, but I know you guys had been there and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll go to holiday shopping. It's more 'tis the season. Americans plan to spend about $900 on average this year on gifts, food, decorations, and other seasonal items. Black Friday is nearly here. I'm going to stop the reading there. Do you guys geek out on Black Friday, or do your missus go out on Black Friday?
We absolutely 155,000% do not participate in Black Friday.
My old lady.
And the
may
reason
do.
that we don't do Black Friday stuff is because I think it's all a gimmick. I think it's just a bullshit reason for people to be stupider than they really are. And it's just it's a money thing. And I think what killed Black Friday obviously was Amazon and Jeff Bezos and all these like Cyber Monday and small business Tuesday or Saturday, small business Saturdays and all these things, which it's totally fine. But Black Friday 20 years ago was an absolute bloodbath. Like whenever Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie Jingle All the Way came out, whenever his boy wanted Turbo Man. Remember Turbo Man and that whole deal and everything? Like that was a legit thing. I can remember going to the Warden's Thanksgiving and all the ladies were, after dinner was over, we were watching football and everything like that. And then Granny would get the big old stack of sale ads out and they would spread them out all over the table. And we would have our Thanksgiving down at the fire station because old Wild Bill would rent the meeting hall out down there. And my aunt and my mom and everybody, my cousins, the girls, they were cutting the coupons and cutting the sale ads up and shit like that. And I just think that since online shopping has so much taken over or revolutionized, exactly like the retail days of Black Friday, I think, are gone. Like there's some stores that still try to push it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think the numbers are there like they used to be.
So, touchy subject here, and I don't expect any exact dollar amounts, but can the Dutchman give any tips to those that might feel a little cash strapped around holiday time? I just thought 900, and I'm on that teacher salary, so I mean, but I guess when you start declarations and all that stuff, but
Start a podcast.
there we go. So that starts coming in right now. I mean, the first time I saw it when the ad started popping up, I thought they made it, man. And I sent a text. Macy, the only one that responded.
My
They
mom
all
said the
ghosted
same
me.
thing. She said, "How come every time I click on your show on YouTube now, it makes me watch some commercial type thing?"
Yeah, because
I was like, "Well, Mom, we're big time now."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think $900 is kind of light. You know,
Yeah.
depending on the amount of kids that you have and how extravagant you go with their gifts and things like that. But that's one thing that and there again, I'm a victim of circumstance. I was always, maybe some would call us silver spoons, but like our parents made Christmas very, very
Yeah.
special and
Yeah.
very appropriate for us with gifts and things. Like we would make our Christmas list and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and you would always hope to get maybe one or two things on it. Never, some of the shit that me and my brother would cook up would be pretty wild.
How do you guys handle like the siblings, like and their nieces and nephews, not their nieces, your nieces and
So
nephews?
in our family, the way we do it is for our own kids. It's usually a dollar amount per child,
yeah.
and then it's usually like a number of gift per child. Because even though Maxwell gets this much money, he may only get 4 or
Sure,
5 things
sure.
to unwrap, whereas Ellie has that same number, and she's got 25 things to unwrap,
Sure.
which makes Maxwell feel like shit.
Mhm.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, but then I'm going to talk
And it's
about
a thing.
when Gracie starts having children, and then and then Grant, and then you got to buy for them. Like our family, because I have 3 older sisters and they've all had children. Like I like when they put like a hey, don't get him anything more than $50, or so I have some parameters, because what's that one movie with Vince Vaughn when he brings in the oh god dang it, he's got
4 Christmases.
yeah, and he buys like the Xbox, and they're in the like hillbillies Christmas, and they're like, thanks a lot,
So we luckily, about probably 10 years ago, I don't even know if 10 is an accurate number. Maybe let's go 6 or 8 for conversation's sake. We went from having an every person gift to where we would do a draw.
Yeah, okay.
To where we
okay.
did like a, not necessarily a secret. Is that called a secret Santa, where everybody's name is in the same bucket?
for like your cousins and stuff.
Yeah, for like her siblings.
Yeah, okay.
And things like that, where we would just draw one person's name.
So you didn't
out.
have to buy one for everyone.
No,
Okay, I got
and
you.
that's why and we did that because there was beginning to become so many.
Yeah,
To where
the financial strain.
Our kids, each one of her siblings would get something small for each child, but then her and I, instead of buying something for each brother and sister, then we would just we would buy my brother something because there's only one.
Sure,
But the 3 of those, we would just do.
Gotcha.
We would draw a hat.
that makes sense.
A lot of mic fumbling going on tonight.
All right, I apologize. I said, guys, I don't want to mess this up, and they said you get over here. So reap what you sow.
Well,
there,
don't go
fellas.
anywhere, because unfortunately this episode is done and this mic is all in my face. But it is time for one more trip around the table, and that's going to include you, Brado. And that is brought to you by our buddy Chad Blessinger of Blessinger Insurance. Our buddy Chad Blessinger of Blessinger Insurance wants to thank all the new and existing customers that trusted Chad in 2024 with all their insurance needs. With that said, December is a perfect time to take a look at your insurance portfolio and make plans for 2025. Whether you added an addition to the house and need to readjust your homeowner's insurance, or you need to double check your amounts on your life insurance, Chad is ready to help you. Chad wants to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and Chad stands ready to assist you for all your insurance needs in 2025. All right, Brado, some final thoughts to take us out to the week.
Well, I appreciate you guys shooting me the text. I think it was Casey this week, so I got to give him some love. I was all content to sit in the audience, but you guys, again, appreciate it. So my final thoughts, happy holidays, be safe, and I guess this is coming out a week after Thanksgiving, but
It's okay.
yeah.
Roll with it.
Okay. There you go.
Smoke Dragon.
Yeah. Christmas is coming. Stressful bullshit, followed by some happy bullshit, followed by some bullshit weather, and then back into springtime. So, just enjoy the shit.
Big fella.
Well, I'll try to un-F this mic stand a little bit to get it ready for Princess Picky Pants over here when I'm done. So, so like I said on Wednesday's show, look at the small things and don't sweat them. Seasonal depression is a real big thing. Mental health is very important. This time of year usually gets a lot of guys down. And I'm kind of dealing with it a little bit. I got maybe one toe in the water of those blue. Easy now, killers. But hey, what I'm saying is please talk to somebody. Reach out to one of us. Hit us up on the email. Send us a message. Smokers Lounge usually has an open door policy. Some days it does, some days it don't. But just, don't sweat the small shit. Enjoy the holidays for really what they're meant to be enjoyed for. Don't turn memory making into a materialistic shit show, and keep your stick on the ice, and happy holidays. See you next week.
Thank you. A big thank you to our friends over there at Bob's Liquors, Dubois County Tire and Supply, Love Excavating, as well as Merkley and Sons, and of course, Blessinger Insurance. Very grateful for them. Fellas, Thanksgiving Eve has changed a little bit. Usually it'd probably be plenty beers deep, but it's fun to record. It's great to have an audience. Great to have Brado with us. We appreciate everything. Just enjoy the last bit of 2024. Because we'll look back and say, well, what the hell happened to 2024? Well, we've survived. We've survived some things. It was an election year. We got through it. We're working through the rest of the year. Hopefully we get off to a great start in 2025. But always glad to sit down in the lounge and spend. We may have to just all three sit on the side.
I was just say we ought to just do this all the time.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where we're at.
That's what we're going to do.
Especially because you got your only can shirt on.
Shout out Bob's Liquor.
Shout out Bob's Liquor. And with that,
Dutchman
out.
out.